Imagine being 10 years old and up to that point living your entire life in the mecca of all things amazing. Amazing food, amazing fashion, amazing movies, amazing food. And that was my life. Amazing museums, like everything was shiny and bright and amazing. Maybe a little gritty, but New York City is amazing. So that was my life. And then your mom comes in and does what moms do. She kills it. Conversation kind of went something like this. Hey, we're moving to Tucson. What's Son? What? What's Son? Tucson. Yes. Where is Son? What is that? No, Tucson. We are moving to Tucson. How do you spell that? Tucson. You spell Tucson. It's pronounced Tucson. We're moving to a place that can't even say its own name. Okay, all right. But you're 10, so you have to go along with it because it's your mom, and that's just the way it goes, right, moms? Moms make the rules. I make the rules. I'm a mom. Can I erase this? Sorry. How do you do that? Ah, much better. Want to flash anybody? Okay. So I had no choice. I was moving to Tucson, Tucson, a name that you can't pronounce, whether I wanted to or not. I remember being on the plane as we're leaving the mecca of all things amazing, and I'm looking out the window. Goodbye, Lady Liberty. Goodbye, Empire State Building. Goodbye, pizza, pretzels, and bagels. Goodbye, Vinny, Vito, Ralph, Jimmy, and Ralph. I cried. It was horrible. And I'm pretty sure Lady Liberty waved back at me as I waved. But I looked back at my mom, and she wasn't crying at all, and I thought, this woman is bananas. How do you not cry when you're leaving the only place you've known? Your home, your family, your people. My people were New York City. Everything about it. But she cried when we landed here, and that's when I really knew she'd lost it. Who cries when you get to where you're going? But she sobbed her eyes out because for her it was literally a matter of life and death. Not like the 10-year-old death I was experiencing. She was legit killing me, but the under the ground 6 feet death because she had asthma, and the doctor said if you spend one more winter in New York City, you will die. So she chose Tucson or Tucson. She ensured me I would find my people here. In 6th grade, it's really hard to find your people when you have a funny accent and you say the word right after everything, and people are like, no, I don't know what's right. And you're like, no, that's just a thing. Like, you know what I'm saying, right? The sky is blue, right? Like, that's just a thing, but people don't really get that. So it was hard to find my people, and every given chance I got, I tried to make a run for New York City. Holidays, can we go back home? Nope. After school break, can we go back home? Nope, not gonna happen. After high school, went back for a visit, tried to stage a coup and hide out in my godmother's apartment. Didn't work out so well for me. So then I went to college, and after college, I did what every college graduate tries to do, get the hell out of Tucson. It's true, we do try that, but then we realize we're poor and we can't afford New York City, so then we do the next best thing, we move to Phoenix. Let me tell you, Phoenix is not New York City. Not on a good day. Not even on its worst day. It's just not. So then I said, well, okay, this didn't quite work out. I still need some city. I'm a young kid. Let's try Houston. You know, if I'm not a desert rat, I sure as hell am not a Southern girl. That was not for me. But I was an adult. And adults do things like make babies. And when you make babies, you need your people around you. And I had no people in Houston. If I didn't think I had people in Tucson, I really had no folks in Houston. And so I called my mom, and I said, Mom, what do I do? You know, I'm barely holding on to a job. I'm barely holding on to a house. My daughter has disabilities, and I have no people here. She said, come home. I said, New York? She said, no, Tucson. Oh, Tucson, yes, Tucson. Now, no offense to anyone who has lived here their entire life, God bless you, but Tucson doesn't have a whole lot of me here. Not a whole lot. Thank you for being here. See you. Thank you. So I wasn't really itching to come back to Tucson. I mean, there were a whole lot of me in Houston, but not like the me. And so I realized, I don't have people here. I have a person in Tucson. Suck it up, Buttercup. Go back. So I did. And I don't know if anyone has ever tried moving back home when you're in your mid-30s with a kid. It is incredibly hard to parent with your parent watching you. Incredibly hard. Take it a step further, it's incredibly hard to parent with your Latina mom watching you. Because while you're busy trying to discipline, you're scared there's a chancla that's gonna come flying at your head because you're doing it wrong. Latinas in here, you know what I'm talking about. But I came back, and luckily I did not meet the fate of the chancla. But it was hard. I still didn't really feel like I had people here, but Tucson's this weird place, it's a vacuum. You try to leave so bad, and this place just sucks you back. And you try to make a run for it, and it sucks you back again. And so here I was, 35 years old, my child with disabilities, no people but one person in a chancla, and I figured I had to make the best of this. So we did. And what I came to find was that I didn't think I had people, but there was this crazy group of people who were looking for me. And that was kind of weird, all of a sudden I had a community in the arts. I'm a writer, by the way, so that's why I say the arts. And people who loved my kid, maybe more than they loved me. But I had people like, poof, instantly. And it was a really weird, invigorating, strange, itchy sort of feeling, because I didn't expect it. I didn't expect to come home at 35. Ooh, see, I said home. See how Tucson does that to you? I came back at 35, ensured that I had one person, and I have a good 25 that I can call family now. Do I still want to go back to New York? Hell yes, because it's New York City. But I had the luxury of going back to my first home a couple years ago for business. And I don't know if it's because I'm a mom now or what, but I cried. I cried when we landed. I know, the irony. We'll blame it on the mom genes, right? But it was weird going back to a place where I started life and finding myself back there for totally different reasons, under totally different circumstances. Loving every second of it, loving the smells, the not so great smells, the sirens at 3 a.m. and 3:30 a.m., 5 o'clock a.m., the food and the food and the food. I loved being back amidst all of it. But when I got back on the plane to come back to Tucson, I was like, okay, that was great. And then we landed, and I did this thing that kind of shocked even me. This really loud, audible sigh, just, and that's when it kind of hit me. Like, home is not where your heart is. It's legitimately not. Home is where your people are. And that's how Tucson became home.